Greetings, I'm Caffeine Rage, and well, it's time to start a new game. Well, finally, it's actually been a couple weeks since this time slot has been filled, but we're here with Conundrum. This is, I guess the best way to call this is a Portal-like, developed by, well, now the former developer Airtight Games. I guess their business plan wasn't all that airtight, but you can see published by Square Enix, so you can imagine that, yes, sales were disappointing, at least to them. This is a game that I haven't actually gotten through. I played a little bit of it, just enough to get a feel for it, and of course do a recording test. But besides that, I'm going to be going into this blind, so this is going to be interesting. And this is probably one of the better examples of a Portal-like. Matter of fact, I believe it has one of the writers from the original Portal on the staff for this game, so yeah, it's probably the closest you're going to get to Portal without being a Valve game. So let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm going to start up a brand new game. Matter of fact, I can't even, I deleted my save file beforehand, so I have to start a new game, so away we go.
Once upon a time. That's how these things usually start, yes?
Yes, it was a Tuesday.
A sister took pity on her brilliant, prolific, and incredible brother. She had somehow gotten it in her head that he might be lonely, or at least that's what she claims. And so, on a perfectly fine, productive Friday afternoon, the sister
it was a Friday,
picked up
not
her
a Tuesday.
son from the Elwood Academy for Boys and dropped the aggravating child off on my the brother's doorstep. Now the boy, had visited Quadrangle Manor on a few occasions. Each time was complete with a grand entrance from the brother, who was in fact a professor and inventor with a profound and soaring intellect. With each
Except
visit,
his
the
invention.
inventions he exhibited became more slick and cutting edge. The boy eagerly awaited the revealing of the professor's latest contrivance, but this, the most captivating of visits, started a bit differently.
Yes, first, I had no pants.
Well, let's see here. If I configure the transdimensional velocity regulator at approximately 0.887 microseconds past the... Oh, you're here? I have the most incredible invention to show you this visit. Unfortunately, I'm a bit...
Unfortunately, you have to sign an NDA. Alright, just normal controls, WASD.
If you take your luggage into the foyer, I will join you as soon as I can.
And if that voice sounds familiar to you, well, if you're a Star Trek fan, that's Q, John Delancey, also known now as Uncle Q. Okay, click the button and take my luggage in.
Oh, you confounded machine.
What, me? I'm not a machine, I don't think. Fine then. Oh, that's not good.
What was that?
I hope that vase wasn't
good.
important.
That should be a safety release for the door up there somewhere. Now, where on earth did I put that?
Oh, you put it up there a little high, didn't you? I'm pretty sure that's against safety regulations. In fact, what's this book? The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten. You're not particularly tall, are you? You should be able to use your luggage to give you an extra boost. Wait a minute. Something isn't quite right here. Oh, no, 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 no! Ah!
Well, turns out we no longer have a uncle. Hey, my luggage! Well, that was interesting. Oh, short game.
Wait, what just happened? I'm not entirely sure where I am right now.
You're in hell.
The security uplink on my watch still seems to work, so I can see you and... Hello? You can hear me, right? Jump around a bit if you can.
Apple. Apple?
Ah! It seems as if I can still tap into the intercom.
Wait, I didn't jump.
Well, I
You
most
can't see
certainly
me, can you?
better than this. Testing, 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 testing.
There. Ha! Much better.
I disagree.
Now, what in the world are you doing here? Were you supposed to be here today? No matter. Well, judging from the current underwhelming amount of light in this room, we're still on backup power.
How observant.
It seems as though I now possess a rather large epidural hematoma. A bump on the head. Do me and yourself a favor and head to the front hall. There's a way to restart the power grid.
Also known as flipping the breakers. You know, you probably have a lot more power going around if you didn't have giant sparks all over the place over your doors.
Last I remember, I was in the new technology sector, and then... I don't know. I do think the
a little bit of loading there.
Accidentally. Unfortunately, the front door will remain in lockdown until you can restore the power.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very safe.
Over to my office over on the left, you should be able to restart the manor's power grid.
Alright, well, over here. Pretty much the only lit room in here.
Throw that switch there. It should be the one.
Alright, fine. I'll flip the right switch.
Well, that wasn't as effective.
Wait, was that a
as I
cow?
hoped. You'll have to reactivate the generators in each sector in order to lift the current lockdown. Just take the glove in the box with you. I wish you could see my facial expression right now, as I am not pleased.
Me neither. I mean, that glove is hideous looking. Do you have anything more fashionable? Fine.
What you are holding is an early...
Well, technically, I'm not holding it anymore. I'm wearing.
Device, or IDS device for short.
All right.
It's one piece of my latest invention that should come in handy. Get it? You know, because it's a glove.
I see what you did there.
If you can access the generator at the back of each wing, we might be able to lift the lockdown on the rest of the house. It seems as if the breaker did unlock the blue wing. Well, I suppose you should start there first.
If I must. He has a collection of mustaches. Wait, he's missing the Charlie Chaplin, aka the Hitler. That feels like he's missing a very important piece of mustache history. I mean, it is the most famous of mustaches, isn't it? Matter of fact, he doesn't have a proper goatee in here either. Oh, does he have something against evil mustaches?
There's something I must tell you. My latest invention has required me to make a few adjustments to the house since the last time you barred.
Safety regulations nowhere to be seen.
Now, one of the topics that our family has been studying for several generations are rifts existing between various dimensions.
No, they haven't.
I've been able to develop a power source that will channel enough energy into one of these dimensional rifts that it can be widened enough to travel through.
Can I just take the jetpack? I mean, wouldn't that make my life a lot easier? What? The jetpack. Or even the freeze ray. I mean, I realize it's not, not the proper freeze ray that could stop the world. It's more of a Johnny Snow freeze ray than a Dr. Horrible one, but I'll take it. But no, can't have it.
The glove controls the power source, which allows you to travel to whichever dimension has rifts in the area.
That doesn't sound very
You won't
useful.
have control over the ability to switch dimensions yet.
That doesn't sound
Just be
very
patient.
useful. Yeah, no control over it either? So, okay, why do I want the glove?
This door is using one of my inventions, the repetitive, periodic, articulating gruidae. Or a drinking bird. Except it's far more advanced.
Ripped off Homer Simpson. I mean, like most things, the Simpsons did do this first.
Well, because your glove is an early prototype, it has a few limitations in terms of dimension accessibility and the distance it can be from a receptacle in order to function.
Lots of cats. He'd be very popular on the internet. Matter of fact, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. To be popular on the internet. A shift in perspective.
This is such an early experiment with dimensional shifting, so I decided to have it triggered remotely with the drinking bird. Instead of operating a door, the bird will trigger a dimensional shift. There's an IDS battery in the machine that will power the dimensions.
Yeah, but be
Which
sure
in
to
this
leave it in the
case
freezer if
is
it gets to if the power
Fluffy dimension.
gets too
In
low.
addition to Fluffy being embarrassingly adorable, it's also rather useful because everything is 10 times lighter than normal.
And everyone dresses in bird outfits. Also, did you know that the fluffy dimension is the home dimension of the furry?
Though that looks like a regular scale, it is in fact a portable kinetic mass to electricity converter. If you place a heavier object on it, it should generate enough power to open the door.
Like so. Okay,
There's
so
that
now we're putting
lovely bird
everything
again.
together.
Sometimes I call him Desmond.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
Something to note. Since you're holding a version of the IDS device, you, in fact, are not the you in an alternate dimension. Let me try that again. You remain constant. So no matter the dimension, your mass, shape, speed, and trying personality remain the same.
Wait, does that mean I was fluffy earlier? Because I went into the other dimension when I wasn't wearing the glove. It's okay, Uncle Q. You can tell me. I won't be too traumatized. And there we go. Up. Up. There's going to be a lot of first-person platforming in this, which may end up coming to bite me.
IDS battery into the receptacle mounted on the wall.
Eh.
That receptacle will distribute the power source around the room,
that's-
allowing you to now use your IDS device to switch dimensions at your leisure.
Oh, how about that? I actually gained control. And talk about a hell of a shot. You know, getting that battery into the receptacle itself. Watch out, NBA. Here I come.
As I mentioned, dimensional rifts in the manor are magnified by the stabilizing energy from the IDS receptacle and batteries. This is what enables you to slip between dimensions when you're wearing the IDS glove.
And when I'm not, my underwear disappear. Hugging stuff.
Ah, that's Dolly. Dynamic Object Linear Ligation Interface. To you, a cloning device. I like my house just so. So I decided to add functionality to her to keep everything consistent.
Whoop.
I'll need to tune that later.
Yeah, boy, Uncle Q's going to be in so much trouble with various copyright agencies. Look how many copies of the same book it threw up. Oh well. Alright, where do we go? Oh, there. Behold the fluffiness. And going through. Ooh, lasers.
These are my own particular hybrid beams of carbon dioxide and neodymium dope yttrium aluminum garnet lasers using an alternating ray configuration. Gives them an extra kick.
Oh. A bad shot, huh? But then again, I have been through this area before. Trust me, things are going to get a lot more interesting.
Unfortunately, the breaking of this glass is a necessary evil. Don't take that as permission to do it elsewhere.
Do it elsewhere. Got it. Checkpoint. Okay. Can I do this? Yes, I can.
Oh, that
Up and
creature
over?
there is an interdimensional kinetic entity, or Ike.
Or demon. Evil. I know. Well,
Stop for a minute and take a look at the painting.
what painting? Yes, I know, Uncle Q. This painting.
The machine I referred to as Dolly started out as a simple metal forge that had been in the family since medieval times.
And then I
The
perverted it.
original quadrangle suit of armor was actually constructed in this very forge.
You don't want to see what he did to the armor. Oof.
My great-grandfather modified the old forge so that if it had enough raw resources, it could craft steel objects autonomously. This predecessor to Dolly supplied all the materials needed to build the Underground Railroad.
Wait,
This
that wasn't a real railroad.
single-handedly won the Civil War.
The Underground Railroad was...
Not really.
Uncle Q is lying to me.
I made my own modifications to my great-grandfather's designs.
I added a tongue and a little bit
Dolly
more evil.
specifications do not require any raw materials. For example, Dolly converts energy from the radioactive science juice directly into matter. I never did sort out why she makes so many copies of things. Oh well, you can never have too many safes, or chairs, or coffee tables.
Wait, science juice? Really? That's what you're calling it? No, don't question it. Don't question it. Let's just get away. Try to escape. Okay, so we could, make things fluffy.
In case you're wondering, you turned on the fan. Please say that you don't need me to explain that to you.
Well, it looks like Ike's having fun at least. Okay, so one there, and one there. And also, Ike, catch! Oh, oh well. A thingy.
That's where that got to. That is a botched experiment of mine called the awkward noise generator. There's got to be more around here somewhere. Standard issue conveyor belts. So much easier than carrying things yourself.
What, there's more standard issue conveyor belts around here? Okay, that opens that up. Oh, okay, on here. And up. Up and up.
So I haven't discussed my location a whole lot, but it seems as if I'm in some sort of limbo.
Oh, you are in hell.
I think I may explore a bit and see what turns up.
Don't worry, things are going to get a lot more interesting whenever I hit the stuff that I haven't played yet. A fluffy journey of discovery. Well, I think I know a few blogs on the internet like that.
You're not helping my headache right now. You,
How about
sir,
now?
are a degenerate.
That's hardly nice, Uncle Q. And through here. Checkpoint. And across. Yeah, some first-person platforming is going to be a lot more fun later on, I bet. Another checkpoint. Well, first of all, the button. Poor Dolly. I mean, just throwing up so much. Okay.
Now, here's a painting of my grandmother, Nana Triangle, on my mother's side. They say she kept an acute awareness into her golden years, but if you ask me, I always thought she was rather obtuse.
I do like that the different dimensions changes the paintings. That's a nice touch. But let's get up there. Up and up and up. Hit the button. Yeah, that opens it. That starts that fan.
This room often gets rather sweltering in the summertime. Air circulation is very important.
Alright. Oh. Ah, there we go. Wonder if I could take it safe with me. Oh, another fan. There we go. Oh, well, so much for that safe. Oh, and death. First social platforming, everyone. You've died. Thank number 256. You'll never experience discovering what's in the safe. You know, that's a whole thing on Reddit, isn't it? And there goes my... Oh, no, there's my safe. Okay. Across. Oh. That's what I get for trying to take a safe with me. Thing 456 you will never experience. Employing your first housekeeper. Alright, fine then. We'll leave the safe. That's what I get for trying to be funny. I should know I'm not funny. Oh. And I'm not good at platforming either. Thing 15 you will never experience. Learning from the fatal mistake you just made. Oh. First you fail to jump. Again. I'm not sure if you heard me hit the spacebar, but I did. Thing number 111 you will never experience. Outgrowing your favorite sweater. I wonder if we're going to run out of things I'll never experience by the time I get across this. There we go.
The physicality of that still completely baffles me.
Well, that's a little high. Okay. And up. Yay, we made it. A little bit more loading.
This is one of the animals that Dolly cloned to rather, well, intriguing results.
Yeah, I mean, it requires 3 portraits.
Thus was produced the world's first and only fully elastic dog. I named her Angstrom. You know, come to think of it, it reminds me of this toy from the 80s. Stretch something.
Almost like that Slinky dog from Toy Story, huh? Nah, it can't be that.
Ah, you've moved on to a part of the manor where another type of dimensional rift is accessible. This is the Gravid Wolfram dimension, or Heavy for short. This dimension is in direct
Sounds heavy duty,
to the Fluffy
Doc.
dimension and will make things 10 times heavier.
Well, and there's some heavy metal. Wait, how come Ike doesn't become metal? He's not wearing a glove. Anyway. A button. Boxes. And buttons. So it's just 3 boxes, 6 buttons. Let's see if any of those are correct. Whoa. Alright, one of those is correct. I think. Starting to get to the point where I stop playing. And move this one there. Okay, here we go again. Okay, obviously we moved one, so that good there. Here? I mean, I'm sure I could just follow all the
Now
stuff.
just imagine how long it took me to lay all that out. Be careful.
Yeah, why would you do that, though? Aha! And we could just jump across.
I'd help you, but I've honestly forgotten which dolly is hooked up to which power converter.
Don't worry, figured it out. The fact that I'm already on the second of 4 dimensions. Hi, Ike.
He's a bit on the shy side. Give him some time to get used to you.
Oh, a scared little guy. But the fact I'm on the second of 4 dimensions makes it feel like I'm blazing through this.
Some dimensions are tightly bound together, like the one we're in right now, and also the fluffy and heavy dimensions. This increases the odds that a dimensional rift between the two will exist in the same location.
That is one dapper cat. Yeah, let's just go ahead and stop here with the kitties because we are at the 27-minute mark, so it is a good time to wrap things up. As always, constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, especially on our new series because, well, it lets me know what I should be playing. Well, assuming people are watching this. And, well, it helps me figure out where I should be going with this. Try to be funny, try to be serious. Shut down my YouTube channel and forget I ever did this sort of thing. You know, that sort of thing. But you can leave those comments down below. I promise I won't have my feelings hurt too much. Or if you don't have anything constructive that you wish to say, but well, let me know that if you enjoyed or hated this video, hit the appropriate buttons and subscribe if you wish to see more of Quantum Conundrum or my other content. And boy, that's going to take a little bit of getting used to say. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll be back with Uncle Q next time.